This time of year in the Pilbara, we're changing seasons. It's getting hotter and hotter, it's getting windier and windier, and we're getting far less opportunities to sort of head out wide. The country's changing from a beautiful contrast of, you know, lush green and big red rock to really harsh, dry, sort of just rock and spin effects, and it gets hot. Most of summer you're getting days of 40 plus degrees and up to very high 40s. So, I mean, it can be a tough place to live, but we're lucky here that we have these beautiful islands and coastal systems where we only get small pockets of weather that, you know, it might only be 3 or 4 or 5 hours in the morning that you can still duck out and do a lot of topwater fishing, heaps of catch and release, all the manners move in, and, you know, you can still get out and have a really good time on the coast and mix up your species and what you're doing. So it's not a bad place to live during summer, you just got to put up the heat. We were faced with a small weather window on the weekend and really big tides, so we made the call to just stick on the coast and, you know, just fish all the inshore species and sort of feel out what happened with that tide. And if it was a bit slow, we'd head out wide to the islands and do a bit around there. Massive tides on the coast, they're special in their own right because so much fish and wildlife are all congregated to the one area, because our flats go for a long period of time off the coast. It takes a bit to get into deep water, so, you know, everything comes from these flats that are hundreds and hundreds of meters long, all into one kind of edge. So just seeing all that is cool in its own right. Jesus. And that run-in tide all day, man, we're gonna like get fish on that. As soon as it starts moving in, they'll chew. It's like the last of that run out, we're probably a little bit dark and not really fishing the right areas. That's unfortunate. Total. The coast along here in a really big tide it's pretty special. You don't actually realise how much coral and live rock and fish there actually are. It's because it's normally covered in a metre or two of some, you know, pretty silty water, so you don't actually get a good grasp of it until you're on one of these massive tides. And me and Maddie got to witness it firsthand. It was really cool. I mean, the fishing was slow, but the scenery more than made up for it. Big bombies. Back. I mean, a proper topwater trout on this would be pretty sick. Oh. Stuff should be starting to fire up soon. Oh, big cod. Wow. Oh, that's a good one. Oh. Oh, how was that for an eat? Just as I said, things should just start to be firing up. Boom. Big black spot cod just smoked it right at the boat. I better lose him too if I don't sort the shit out. Wow, he's got some power, this guy. Oh, it's not little. Oh, this is awkward. That's pretty cool. How's that little duo? Reel as pencil. Sweet as. How good. Oh. That's very cool. What a way to start. It's not the trout we're looking for, but I'll take it. He's going to be very green. I'm actually nervous. Oh man, these guys have some mad gill rakers too. On proper top, just as the tide started running in. It's been a bit slow this morning, but we just said should start to fire up now that tide's starting to move, and this guy just smoked it. So we'll quickly get him back, try and get a big trout. This is what we were talking about yesterday, like the best thing about topwater fishing, already got a full freezer, all these fish release very healthy, so we'll quickly get him back in, get another one. There you go, buddy. He's like, no, I'm going to stay under your boat. And look at him, he's just hiding under the boat now. He's like, oh, here's my bommy. He's still there. He's literally just sitting on the side. Straight out of the packet, how good. Get another one. Is that a jack? You know, as they say, it's no run, no fun. So I was persisting with topwater for a long period of time, but we had a big low and it was a long time before it started pushing again. So the only real option I had was to really downsize lures and fish a little bit of deeper water. And you know, it pays off. You can catch heaps and heaps of fish. It can be cast for cast, but they're not always going to be big, but anything will eat it. Could be a big fish or it could be basically any species. So that was really cool. We played around with that for a fair while and ticked a lot off the list. So that sort of scratched an itch for a while before we just decided to head out wide on the incoming tide. Yeah, just a little Wilson fish trap. Very easy way of fishing, just run it down the edge and catch absolutely everything from small to big stuff. So keeps you pretty entertained if you're just going for a little inshore fish like we're doing today. I'll give another go. Just honestly plenty of fish there. Oh, a little Chinaman. Hopefully stays on because this will be very pretty. Beautiful little fish. This juvenile Chinaman. They have these big long sickles when they're babies. When they get bigger, they lose that, so absolutely beautiful fish. As the tide started pushing in, the fishing on the coast was pretty slow, so we made a call to head out to the islands, and we were pretty lucky. We ran over like a really cool bit of structure on the way out and caught some pretty, you know, fun fish in it. It kept us entertained for a bit before we kept moving on. And we visited an old Wonky hole that I actually found on like the second or third trip that I'd found when I got here and moved here 2 years ago. Never been back to it, so that was pretty fun to muck around on that for a while and just, you know, tick a few more species off the list on the way out. We just decided to make a change. We're going to get off the coast and head over the islands because it's very quiet on the coast. And yeah, we're scooting along like 28 knots and we've just gone over this, which, look, if I was in Cairns, I'd say it's definitely a Wonky, but I do have about 5 or 6 here in WA. So yeah, we'll go back over it and have a look and see what it is. Just going to quickly tell in a little vibe. It's really in. I think the bottom of the hole is about 11 metres, so I don't think anything too drastic. See what happens. See, looks like there's a lot of fish there, so. Definitely structure there. Look at that. Oh, it's got me in the bottom already. Oh, I got it out. Oh, 8 on a drop. Heaps of fish coming up with it too. Look at them all. Oh, ranking in the bummy. Oh, wow. Beautiful little rankin. There's actually a little bit of structure to the side of it, so we're not 100% sure what it is. Probably come back and dive it one day, to be honest, but we'll get this little fella back. There you go, little buddy. There you go, back to your home. All right, let's, oh, look at this shit in the beer. Probably shouldn't drink that, could get violently ill. All right. There he is. Dare say another little rankin, I'd imagine. Oh. But you never really know in spots like this. It's definitely having a go. Gold spot cod. I won't spend too long on this guy, we'll get him back on his home. I don't want him to end up losing this little bit of ground because they're very vital to every piece of structure, most vital part of any ecosystem. The old cod, so if you can, it's always very important to let them go and get them back on their home where you can, because they clean all the silt out and then all the other little bait fish come around and bigger fish, and it's just a domino effect. So definitely do your best to get them back on their little home. It'll keep it alive for years to come. Sometimes you've got to get like directly over the hole because all the bait and everything else will be sitting up around it, but if the fish are a bit shy, they'll literally be sitting in the hole. Oh, there he is. Come on. Got another cod, I think. Oh, hopefully a trout, but I dare say just another cod. Yep. Again, we'll just quickly shake this guy off. Oh, if we can. Oh, you're in a very awkward spot, buddy. There you go, mate. There it is. See it dip down? See, that's a wonky. You can see the undercut there, where it lightens right up. That's because it goes into a hole. Another little cod, I'd say. In fact, it's already stopped fighting. Oh, very cool. Dusky-tailed groper. Got a beautiful little dusky-tailed groper here. Normally you get them out a bit deeper, but pretty sure they only inhabit waters of WA. So, cool little species to show Queensland, but yeah, beautiful on the table, but we'll get him back because we're not here to actually take any fish today. We're just having a little inshore sesh. All right, get another one. still there. Big school of pelagics just went through there. Probably, you'd think big golden trevally or something like that, but if any luck, this will sink fast enough, might be able to get one. There he is. Here's our dolphin mate over here, look. Fighting very strange. Not like a trevally, so it keeps shaking its head. I don't know, man. Nah, they don't fight that erratically. Unless I've foul hooked him, but I really want to land it now, or at least get a look at it. I want to drag back a little bit, try and got little trebles on. See what I mean? That keeps like, wow, it keeps like shaking its head funny. Not like the normal, oh there it is kicking now like a normal, it is a trevally, but sort of kept like opening its mouth and shaking it. Could be a mackie, cobia. Look at that. I knew it was doing something a bit funny. That's pretty cool. This is what we're out here for, just to get bent, mix up heaps of different species. On the way from the coast of the islands, we're sorting along and thought we'd check out a wonky that I found about 2 years ago, nearly one of the first or second trips I got here. I've never been back to it, so there he is. Bail arms clicked over. Oh, look at the bottom of his tail. How cool is that? Poor little fella's only got half his horsepower. But yeah, just fishing this wonky and seeing a big school of pelagics fly through on the side scan on the left, so I've pitched out and done this beautiful little cobia. So very cool, another little different species add to the list. So quickly rip this out and get him back. Ready, little guy? In between heading from our little wonkish hole session to out wide, we made the call to quickly duck into a bay and try and catch a tusky on a bit of ground that we'd previously seen a lot and actually caught them in our previous episode. But you know, the tide was against us again. It was just far too high and the water was pushed way too far up into the mangroves. So we didn't see much at all, but we were graced with like an amazing showcase of rock wallabies just hopping in amongst the massive boulders, and how they survive there just blows my mind. It's so cool to see every time. By this stage, we'd mucked around a little bit inshore and we were running out of our run-in tide, so we quickly pushed out the back of the islands to try and get a few pelagics. We had a few new lures and rods to try, so that was high on our list of things to do, but it just proved to be one of those days that everything sort of felt against us. The tide had slowed right up. We had looming storms and a bit of rain that was forecast and meant to happen. So the barometer was right down and we struggled. Like, we casted a lot, and it's just one of those things that proves, you know, you're not always gonna go out and catch fish. It's called fishing, not catching. So we kept mixing it up and going from spot to spot, and we persisted, and you know, we got some fish in the end, but it was a lot of hard work. It was definitely one of the hardest days fishing I've had inshore for a very long period of time. Was not interested, to be honest. Everyone knows what a Mac tuna is. Rubbish. Fucking shit. Try to get that. By this point of the day, we just wanted to get a few more fish on board as we headed in, and you know, we went to one of the spots that we know is just littered in massive queenies, and you know, not my favourite fish on the earth, but they're really fun to get bent, and their aerial showcase is really cool. So We headed over there and it just goes to show how hard the fishing was, because not even those stupid fish would play the game. I put a lot of casts in and was not very happy about the amount of energy I was putting in to catch a queenie. But we got one in the end, and that, you know, fairly wrapped up our day. There was a few big sharks lingering around, which probably wouldn't have been helping with the bite, and we're starting to lose a bit of light. So with that, we kind of wrapped it up and headed home. Hey! Good chew. Oh, he's about to get sharked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he did get sharked. Look at his tail. Oh, poor fella. Might release this one in the water, I think. Yeah, look at the other side of his tail, bro. We might quick release this dog because give him the best chance at surviving. If I can even manage that. There you go, buddy. Off you go.